And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Yeah, Monday morning, February 10th, coming in hot off the beautiful state of Texas. Your boy was in Austin, Texas. I was there for a variety of reasons, but the main reason was to do the fight companion with Mr. Joseph Rogan, Brian Callen, and the legend, Matt Serra. Grand old time. Card wasn't great, was it? I knew it wasn't great because I would consider Casey a hardcore. You didn't even buy the pay-per-view, which is kind of rude.
Yeah, I was like...
You didn't want to legally stream it?
No, I'm afraid of what that does to my computer because my friend illegally streamed it once and his computer started getting weird stuff going on.
This one, like the Jake Matthews Prado fight was fun. He dominated him 10-8 that first round. Then Prado came back to like, all right, cool. Then Jimmy Crute, you had that was the draw. That's what I'm talking about. Jimmy Crute dominated that first round. Then Rodolfo came back. I guess he won both rounds, second and third, but that was up for debate. But entertaining fight. Teixeira, Justin Tafa, he absolutely destroyed him in 30 seconds. You know that was going to happen. And really, we're all waiting for the main event, co-main event, and they were both just lopsided victories. This entire weekend, UFC 312, the Super Bowl, after the first 5 minutes, you went, got it. I got it. Yep. All right. I got it. DDP's going to win. Cool. Weili, win. Cool. Eagles, got it. And then you're just kind of stuck paying $79.99 for this pay-per-view, and you know nothing's going to happen. And for the Super Bowl, it's like, man, I cooked fucking all this food for this bullshit? Then you have that weird halftime show? And he's in fucking those weird bell bottoms? This weekend is a disaster. Let's just kick it off with the main event. DDP, Sean Strickland. You know, if you watched this show last week, I told you, went back, watched this fight several times. Twice full from start to finish. I still scored it for Strickland. And then when you think about the rematch, my whole thing was who's going to be able to fine-tune their game plan to put a bigger gap and score more rounds. And I just didn't see how Sean Strickland was going to be able to do that and be able to beat DDP. I was rooting for Sean Strickland. I want him to win this fight. I just didn't see a path to victory. I just didn't see it. Even if he mimicked what he did in the first fight, again, he lost that fight. I think he won. I think Luke Thomas had him win. Rogan had him win. Some guys in the space, you know what the hell they're talking about, had Sean Strickland win that fight. But when you watch it, you're like, oh man, DDP's going to make some changes here, and it's going to get tough for Strickland. And Strickland is a guy that the reason he got to this level of stardom, this level of high competition, is not because he's a knockout artist. It's not because he's some insane finisher. It's not because he has some, insane combination, a left hand like Alex Pereira. He doesn't have this insane ground and pound like a Khabib or some one-shot knockout power like Francis. Take all that entertaining stuff out. The reason Sean Strickland got to the top of the heap the way he has is because of his defense. That's it. Defense and pressure. That's it. That's what got him to the dance. So when you look at that, you look at the way his fighting style, which he's never changed his entire career. He's never changed. Ever. Great defense, volume punching. He's going to melt you if you don't come correct with your cardio. But you get to a certain level, at a tip of the spear level, a guy like DDP, these other guys, where that's not enough to beat the tip of the spear guys. And that's what he's run into. And there's nothing he can do. For those saying, oh, he should have went out on a shield, he should have done this, should have done that. Dottie, for those people saying, oh, he said he was going to go out on a shield, he's going to leave it all in there. Of course he says that. these guys with a fighting style, for the casual, they think it's boring. I don't. I'll watch Strickland fight all goddamn day. I'll watch DDP fight all day. I enjoy John Fitch. Khabib. There's certain styles that I like to see. So I can appreciate their level of just what their game plan is against the rest of the division. It might not be a first-round knockout, but I can appreciate it. They're so good at it. Floyd Mayweather, I can appreciate it. Later in his career, before he used to be a killer, but later in his career, defensive fighter, I can appreciate all that high-level stuff when they're winning. But when a guy has a skill set like a Sean Strickland, like a Colby Covington, a Chael Sonnen, in order to become a fan favorite, in order to create a intrigue in their fights, which is what every fighter wants, they have to come up with some sort of shtick. They have to. So for Strickland, when you see him at the press conference, you see him leading into the fight week going, I'm willing to die in there. You're going to see me get a finish. He's selling you on the fight. Now, does he believe some of that stuff? Of course he does. But when you see him in those pre-fight interviews, when you see him at the press conference, he's at a 10 entertainment level. He's trying to make headlines. He's trying to rattle your cage. He's trying to piss off the media. He's trying to go against the agenda. He's trying to say, fuck the man. Is he actually like that in real life? For sure, but not at that level. He's at that level to make money. Because if he's not like that, we don't get Sean Strickland sure as hell ain't getting a title shot. Even though defensively, probably the best we've ever seen, it does not matter. He's not putting butts in the seat. You don't care. He doesn't have a fighting style where he cannot get on the mic and not rip a hot promo. He has a fighting style where he has to add that level to his game, which is exhausting. Ask Colby Covington. Colby Covington had to evolve to that in order for you to give a flying fuck about his fight. Chael Sonnen, who's the original. Chael Sonnen, this whole heel personality, all that stuff, he came up with that because no one gave a fuck about his fights. Even though he's fighting Paulo Filho, he's fighting these big fights, but until he started talking all that shit, he wasn't that exciting of a fighter. No one cared. No one cared. So for Sean Strickland, people are like, you said going into fight week, you're going to stand and bang and you're going to, knock him out. Of course. So he's getting all this blowback now, like, oh, what the fuck? Thought you were going to go out on your shield. You got dude, man. You got dude. It's like being upset at The Undertaker. He doesn't actually come from the fucking underworld. That's all this is. It's entertainment. They just happen to be professional fighters. It's no different than WWE. So for Sean Strickland, going into a fight, anytime a guy goes, I guarantee I'm going to knock him out, or I'm just going to stand and bang, I've been around too long. They're not going to just do that. They're not stupid. Sean Strickland didn't get to be the middleweight world champion of the world by fighting stupid. And all of a sudden, he's down 3 rounds, and you guys are like, oh, I thought you were going to go out on your shield. What's that even? What's that mean? What's that mean? Just throw all caution in the wind and run face first like you're fucking Lisa and Bart Simpson and just get fucking knocked out? You know how good DDP is? If Sean Strickland were to say, fuck it, I have to win this fight, I'm just going to run forward and blast right hands, he's going to get literally knocked the fuck out. So for Strickland, he has a skill set that got him to this elite level. But once guys figure it out, you're kind of fucked. He doesn't have power. It's never been his thing. He's not going to knock somebody out with one punch. It's not going to happen. He's not a combination puncher. He's never thrown more than 3 punches. He's never sit in the pocket for you to fire back and counter. It's not in his DNA. It's not in his game plan. It's just not. So what you're asking from a guy, what you're saying is, well, all right, man, you're down 3 rounds. If Sean Strickland gets down 3 rounds, he's fucked in every single fight. If you're going to the 4th and Sean's down all 3, he's losing. It's never happening. He's not going to 10-8 anybody. He's not going to take him down, submit him. He's not going to take him down, ground and pound. It's not what he does. It's not what he does. It's like asking an F1 driver, hey, take your F1 car and go off-road. It's literally impossible. It's not happening. He does not have the other tools to do what you're asking. Even his coach, Nick Sick, who's arguably the best coach in the game, he's going, dude, you're doing exactly what you did the last fight. Yeah. Unfortunately, you ran into a guy named DDP who can negate what you're doing. You can't be the bully and pressure forward and just get off punches because he hits so fucking hard. He's disrupting your momentum. You're not just going to push forward and throw volume punches and win these rounds. You can't. He hits too hard. And also DDP is that guy. That guy that you keep saying, oh, die on your shield. I'll die in there. DDP's that guy. DDP's that guy. Because he has that skill set. He doesn't have the defensive skills that Strickland does. He doesn't even have the technique. But he has a good enough arsenal and a more variety on the spectrum where he can throw kicks, side kicks, head kicks, leg kicks, teeps. He can mix that up. He can throw combinations. He can do takedowns. So you have to worry about everything with him. With Strickland, you only have to worry about one thing. No kicks, no leg kicks. You don't have to really worry about a hook. You have to worry about the jab, number one, and then occasionally a right hand. And nobody's better at that than him. But you get to a certain level where these high-level athletes go, got it. You pressure forward, you throw a jab, every now and then you throw a right hand. Sometimes you go to the body and the teep. That's all we have to worry about. Got it. And then all DDP's doing is banking rounds. And when he wins 3, it's over. It's over. Strickland doesn't even need to fight 5 rounds. Because if he doesn't win the first 3, there's no sense in fighting 4 and 5. He doesn't have the skill set to put you away. He's not going to throw. Even if he decided to go out on his shield, that the internet likes to say, what's that mean for Strickland? Throwing bombs? What bombs do you speak of? What's he going to throw, a nasty Francis uppercut? It's not happening. Even if he decide to throw caution in the wind and fight with his hands down or throw combinations and throw crazy power left hooks or uppercuts, he doesn't have the power to knock out a guy like DDP. DDP's huge. He's in a no-win situation. It's literally mission impossible after round 3 if he doesn't bank rounds. After 3, see ya. Fold up shop. And Nick Sick's doing his best. Come on, dude. It's just like the first. You got to stand in. You got to disrupt. It's not happening. It's like asking me to speak Spanish. It's not in my arsenal. It's not fucking happening, dude. I'm 41. Quit asking me to learn Spanish. It's not happening. I don't have the resources. I've never had the resources. I've never worked on it. And then in the most critical moment when all the pressure's on the line and there's a killer, not just a killer, the best middleweight in the world, you're asking me to completely change my DNA? Well, it's stupid, isn't it? It's not realistic. But you guys want to see it. So when you say go out on a shield, define what that means. Define what that means. What's that mean? You think if Khabib got down rounds, dude, we got to get a finish here, start throwing bombs. What, again, where are these bombs? They've never had it in their arsenal. It does not exist. So finish them, throw caution in the wind, die on your shield. What the fuck does that mean? Maybe for Strickland means apply more pressure, stay in the pocket longer. All it means for him to go out on your shield, increase the volume of jabs and maybe a right hand, maybe a few more straight rights. Hopefully you connect and wobble him. Hopefully you can get a 10-8 round, but you're not finishing DDP. That's insane. It's just not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. DDP's so damn tough and good. He's so fucking good. He's just good, man. He's just good. And Strickland sure as fuck can't win this fight when you look at his output compared to the first fight. That first fight, it was the perfect storm for him to get a decisive, controversial loss. You know? He lost. And so when you do half the output, there's not a chance you're going to win. It's just not happening. With his fighting style, you can't look at those. You could just not even watch the fight, look at the first 2 rounds at Strickland's output and go, no, there's no way. There's no way. A guy who's not a power puncher, that's his output right now. Oh, man. He's losing this fight. And Sean it wasn't his best outing either. I don't know. You know, did he have staph? Was he on antibiotics, which affects his cardio? He just didn't seem up for the moment. The competitive nature wasn't there. On top of that, his nose was shattered. So even a strong gust of wind is going to bring you to your knees when you shatter your nose. It sucks. Been there. Crow Cop did it to me. It's terrible. Not to mention, most of the fans, unless you're a diehard Strickland fan, didn't even want this fight. People wanted Khamzat. But for a reason with his feet or something, they couldn't make it happen. Even DDP going into it goes, I wish it was Khamzat, but here we are with Strickland. Let's do it. So you got 2 lackluster performances in the main event and co-main event. I guess for DDP, for his legacy, it's good. You close the book on Strickland because there'd always be that fight was close. It's like Gustafsson and Jon Jones won. Close fight. People thought Gustafsson won that fight. Then they did the rematch. And then Jon Jones went, cool, check this out, and fucked him up. All right, okay, we're good. We don't need to see that again. Just like this one, 5-0, landslide victory. Don't ever need to see that again. Don't need to see it again. For DDP, he's fighting Khamzat next. Hands down, bar none. That's the next fight for him. Much different fight. For people who think DDP's out of that fight, you're out of your mind, dude. When you can give this guy respect. And beating Sean Strickland isn't going to put DDP over like you want to. He's still not the face of the division, even though he's the best. The legend of Izzy's still there. Even though he lost his last one to Imavov, even though he lost Strickland, even, with the DDP loss, that Izzy's been around for so long, he has such support, he's done such legendary stuff, the aura of Izzy's still hanging over the division. Now, DDP starches Khamzat, puts it to him, now we're cooking with gas. Because he's going to fight. He finally closed the books on Strickland. You've never seen them fight again. That was a shutout. That's never happened again. Then he fights Khamzat, huge international star, the boogeyman, broke fucking Whitaker's front teeth, right? So that's scary. If he beats him now, and he's one of the only guys who can do it, he goes to 205 and he fights Alex. And he even kind of alluded to it, and he goes, is there no one else? And he's staring at Alex, and Alex doesn't like him. That's two Khamzat, then Alex. Then you have a complete superstar if you can beat those guys. I like his odds against both guys. I like his odds against Khamzat. I think Khamzat's going to get him down, no doubt. Khamzat will get him down. But if he can, and his team's super wicked smart, if they can just drag his ass into the third with his size and cardio, good fucking luck with anybody in the middleweight division. And then when you get to Alex, that's a different story. We'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when it comes, but that's a different story. There's ways he can win it. Much more difficult fight. But DDP has the chance to be a straight-up superstar. But he had to get past this kind of boringish Strickland fight. Let's take a little break, then we'll jump right back into UFC 312 with DDP Strickland breakdown for you kids. Let's take a little break here, because when you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, I'm talking like Aloe, Allbirds, Skims, Dry Fast, All Gas. Sure, you think about the great product, cool brand, brilliant marketing, but you're not really thinking about the business behind the business that makes selling for shoppers, buying simple for millions of business. That business is Shopify. Cha-ching! Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Trust me, we've been with everybody. Shopify is hands down the best. It's powering Dry Fast, All Gas. We'll never change that. Home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not so secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%. We finally have that on Dry Fast, All Gas. It's a game changer. It means way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout as Dry Fast All Gas. We use it. Sign up for the $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase, SCHAUB, all lowercase. Just go to shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Cha-ching. Yeah. And you see Strickland behind the scenes with DDP? That's the real guy.
Yeah.
The most real guys, Colby, Chael, any fighters, the way they act once the event's over, that's really them. That's them. That's them. For Weili and Tatiana Suarez, I was rooting hard for Tatiana. You remember Tatiana Suarez, either 2016, 2017, she won Ultimate Fighter, I think like 24. And she's the next Khabib. And then there's this huge layoff. And she really didn't earn this title shot, but there was so much hype on her, especially from the hardcores. And Dana loves her, right? And there wasn't a lot of movement in the strawweight division. So they let her jump to the top and get a title shot. With her age, it's now or never. But I think all of us were a little blindsided, if you, in hindsight, going, okay, she really hasn't beat the elite of the elite. Weili's been at the highest level. She's competed at the highest level. She beat Jessica Andrade. You know, Color Esparza used to be champ. Alexa Grasso's a good win. She beat the shit out of some girls.
She's a badass for sure, but
she's a badass, but we're going based off 2 years ago.
And injuries and all that stuff, so yeah.
Well, look at her career. So she came into the UFC, she won the Ultimate Fighter 2016. And then 2017, so she has one fight in 2016, one fight in 2017, two fights in 2018. 2018, she beats Alexa Grasso, huge win. Carla Esparza, giant win. And then she's off for another year. Then she gets Nina Ansaroff, and then she takes 4 years off. Then Montana De La Rosa, she beats her, and then she beats Jessica Andrade, and then she takes another 2 years off. You just can't. It's just not realistic. It's just not realistic. But we wanted it so bad. Haven't fought in 2 years. Then you're fighting fucking this monster, this Chinese fucking monster. Mm-hmm. And the gap between them was so wide. Her wrestling, she landed one in the first round. I think she was like 0 for 11 or 12. Moving forward, Weili out-wrestled her, out-hustled her on the feet. It wasn't even close. It was like Hot Tub Time Machine. If this is 2016 or if this is 2007, Tatiana Suarez is your champ. The game, especially the women's division, they're basing leather helmets if this is the NFL. They're progressing and getting better so much faster. The men are already there. The competition's been there. They've been around a lot longer. So the women, we still haven't seen the tip of the spear skill set. So Tatiana sit out all that time, and it's not like she's getting better. She's just trying to get her fucking neck right. So it's not like she's getting better. But her skill set, 10 years ago, world champ. In 2025, all you can do is wrestle. Can't use you. Can't use you. Can't use you. Weili beat the shit out of her. Not even competitive, man. That first round, I was like, oh, it's just a matter of time. She's going to get a choke. And they're like, okay, this is a disaster. 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 The whole weekend was just a bunch of just mismatches. That's what this weekend was, including the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, the main event, co-main of 312, it's just a bunch of mismatches. And it was boring. Straight up. It was boring. It's not fun. It's just not fun. When it's not competitive, it's not fun.
It was fun for me, though.
You're just like, all right, got it.
I enjoyed it.
All right, got it. Got it. Where'd you watch that, Chin?
The fight's by myself at my apartment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But then I told you, remember, I was like, you asked me in case, like, who you take, Tatiana or Weili. I was like, I don't see how Tatiana even wins. That's how I felt the entire time.
Yeah, I just wasn't there for that first round. You're like, here we go. And then after that, Weili was like, oh, okay, check this out.
Yeah, she's so good. The only thing, her kryptonite is freaking Rose. That's it.
When that ship has sailed.
I know, but that's crazy. Like that.
So now she goes up a weight class.
So she is asking.
Oh yeah,
potentially fight Shevchenko.
Yeah, that's the fight for her to be the best to ever do it. Because what she's done at 115, 125 is more impressive than what Amanda Nunes has done. Because the majority of skilled women are at 115, 125. It'd be like being champ in the men's division at one. It's more impressive if you're champ at 45 and 55 than it is at 205 and heavyweight. There's just more competition. The skill set's so much higher. And women, the gap's even bigger. Amanda Nunes at 145, there's like 4 of them.
Yeah.
There's not that many big girls willing to get punched in the face. Okay, there's 4 of you. You're the best out of the 4. Cool. It's not that impressive.
Yeah.
145, 135, but 115, 125, Jesus. You'd have to put over Amanda. What else you got, Jen?
Yeah. But no, if that did happen, like Shevchenko and Weili, who do you have?
Weili.
Even I'm like, I love Weili. I think she's going to kill
It's
it.
a tough fight.
Dude, that's a hard fight.
Shevchenko's coming off surgery, you know? She had those fights to the Grasso. Like, I'd favor Weili. And Weili, at her age, she said she's actually 34. Her birth certificate in China says she's 35. She said they got it wrong. Doesn't matter. It's just a year.
I don't know how they work in China, but for me in Korea, my age right now in Korea, I'm 47 now here in America, but in Korea,
You're 72?
I'm 48.
Oh.
Yeah, they give you a year as soon as you're born. Like, as soon as you're born, they give you a year.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Sounds like this will happen to Weili.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know how it is, though. You covered a lot of stuff, though. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya were in the crowd. They were sitting by each other, and then I think, yeah, so Alex was just saying, like, through his translator, like, I would like to train with you because I could show you some stuff, and then you can show me some stuff, you know, moving forward, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They're going to try and join the Avenger forces with Strickland to try somebody to take out DDP. I think DDP beats all of them, by the way.
Alex? Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot wait for that fight when it eventually happens, but yeah. This is kind of, I don't know how you feel about this. So Jon Jones put out like a Instagram post saying, like, I have a huge announcement coming up.
Yeah, in 24 hours, I have a big announcement.
Yeah, huge. And people were excited about it, but it was for this, like, healthcare system thing. Power to the patients. Do you want to watch this real quick?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't. Time to hold these healthcare bullies accountable. All right.
It's a good cause, but the dude saying I have a huge announcement is kind of like, yeah.
Hey, the only huge announcement you can make is you versus Aspinall in June. If it's not that, it's not big.
Yeah, people were disappointed.
Yeah, it's terrible. Someone said ruined my day.
Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, it didn't ruin my day, but it was like, what? Alrighty. We already talked about this. Oh, so Canelo Alvarez was supposed to fight Jake Paul, right? And Jake Paul got pissed off because eventually they got close and it just went to crap. It didn't happen. And then he was supposed to fight Terrence Crawford, and even that's like off the table now.
Really?
Yeah. So
Why?
that's like not happening. They don't go into the details, but that guy, Turki Al-Sheikh, he's having him fight he has a 4-fight contract, and the guy he's fighting is, hold on a second.
4-fight contract with Canelo?
With Canelo, yeah, Canelo. Yeah. So Canelo's going to fight someone named William Skull, who is an undefeated fighter.
Don't care.
Exactly. I don't understand this
He's
either.
chic, dude. You get the money, pay. With the fights we want to see. It's the only reason you're there. Jake Paul rips, yeah.
I would rather watch Jake Paul versus Canelo than the Skull guy, because I don't know.
All day. All day. So Jake said, the truth is you could be bought. You're a money-hungry squirrel chasing your next nut. The truth is these sports-washing, shady characters are paying you hundreds of millions of dollars to stop our fight from happening because they can't fathom the fact that they can't create a bigger fight than me and you. Yeah. That's unfortunately, hardcores don't hear this. Jake versus Canelo is a bigger fight than Jake, and already forgot the guy's name.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
And Canelo did say after Jake posted stuff about it, Canelo's like, I'm not going to fight like a YouTuber. I fight real boxers.
Yeah, that's always just such a cliche thing to say. I know for a fact someone very close to the super close to the situation the fight was basically done. Jake and Canelo was going down because he ran into him at Trump's inauguration.
Oh.
And then Jake was going to go on Rogan and talk about it and announce it. And then Sheik was like, nope. That's how close they were.
That guy has so much money, so...
Yeah, so give us the fucking fights you want to see.
I know.
And we'll forget about all the slave labor and all that stuff. As long as you give us the big fights. That's the way it works.
Oh, this is Dana's take on it, too.
Listen, they control the sport of box right now and MMA, let's be honest. What I said about the team running the show on Saturday, I don't think it's hard for them to steal anybody from anybody. I don't know what ins and outs of the deal, but I'm sure it's not too hard to steal somebody away from Jake to Saudi. Totally different levels, not even the same universal levels. Money-wise, but as far as big fights, just because you can make the fights, it's not a big fight just because Canelo's fighting for you. Canelo and Jake is the biggest fight you can make.
I was actually, for the first time...
Such a tough fight for Jake.
I know, but for the first time, I was like actually excited for that kind of like weird fight.
Me too.
All right, so this is just a rumor. So there's going to be a few rumors here. So this rumor is that Dana White saying that... Oh, no, not Dana White. Michael Chandler versus Arman Tsarukyan for UFC 314.
That's a tough fight for Chandler.
If it does happen, it's a
Sounds
rumor.
like it is.
So it comes from this guy.
Our boy Tsarukyan, man.
Akopian.
Missed weight, had some weight issues, blamed on his back, and Dana said, very cool. This is how you know it's a back issue, or this is a weight issue, not a back issue. Back injury, Dana can put up with. When you miss weight, it's their number one thing. So he goes back down the queue, and now you fight Michael Chandler. And then probably have to fight one more before, unless he just blows the doors off and gets a finish in the first round. If that doesn't happen, you're going to fight one more before you get that title shot again. It's tough.
Didn't you say like it was like if it's a weight issue that weight or whatever, when you're cutting weight, your back could be even more like messed up or something? Was it you that said that or someone else?
You're probably listening to Companion. Rogan was saying that.
Oh, okay. So this is from the Ring magazine.
End of the day, the number one result of why you're having these injuries is the big weight cut. Whether it's back, your kidneys, whatever
Everything,
the fuck
right?
it is, it's because you're cutting so much weight.
Yeah.
It's a weight issue.
Another rumor: Mateus Gamrot versus Brian Ortega.
It's a fun
in the
fight.
works. And this is I didn't know this, but apparently Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith, they had that Believe You Me podcast together.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Anthony Smith just kind of went away for a while.
I thought they were boys.
I know. So I didn't realize until I saw the articles.
I know Anthony Smith started his own, right?
He started his own podcast after a while, after like nothing's been said, and then Michael Bisping has Paul Felder on his podcast now.
He's the one who put those wheels in motion.
Yeah, so you know, a lot of their fans are saying like, why did this happen? And then this is Smith.
He goes, Michael Bisping and I have no beef. Like, we're good. Like, if I see him, we dap it up, hug, have a beer at some point, I imagine. I love Paul Felder. Like, I really enjoy Paul. I think he's incredible at what he does. I think he's an amazing voice in this MMA space.
Yeah, and then someone asked Michael Bisping this, and then this is how Michael...
He's moved on and doing his own show. Felder is in full-time on Mondays. I wish him the absolute best of luck with the show. Absolutely loved our conversations. Hopefully we'll be back in 2-week shows soon. Also, working on some big things. Yeah, here's the thing. So the internet, whenever someone does their own thing and moves on, they want like, oh, there's this huge blowout fight and they hate each other. And then that does well for YouTube and the clicks, like Bisping hates Anthony Smith or the downfall of Michael Bisping. Like that stuff is what generates views. The truth is Anthony Smith's probably like, hey man, I'm putting a lot of time in. I'm going to start my own thing. Bisping's a fucking real man. I was like, yeah, cool, do your thing, man. And then called Paul Felder, was like, hey, we have an open, and he probably took it.
And according to this article, Bisping connected Anthony Smith with like their person that does that stuff too.
Yeah, there's
production.
no
So, but
it's like King of the Sting, where like, oh, Theo hates Brendan. You know, he wants to get away from. No, dumbasses. The truth is, he moved to Nashville,
and people just move on.
Yeah, he moved to Nashville, and then I wanted to be like, all right, we got to move on and either stop the show or fill your replacement. He's like, no, I can Zoom it, but I'm in LA all the time too. So when I can't Zoom, I'll be in studio. We did that for about a month and a half. And I even told him like, dude, it's a lot. And then after a month and a half, he was like, dude, it's too much. Like, I just can't. I'm dying. I'm like, yeah, just Let's stop doing it, dude. That's the truth. I talk to Theo all the time.
It's just
sorry,
like,
guys.
As podcast fans, we don't like, because I was in the inside of all that as well. So I saw all that happening. But as a fan, if I wasn't a part of it, then I'd be like, why would, this must be some crazy stuff. But then when you're inside it, you see like, oh, it's just, we tried. It didn't work.
It's just business. Yeah. And when you move to a different state or it just becomes a lot, Theo they could do it. I know how
and
it
he
goes.
did zoom in a lot.
He did.
Yeah.
And then we also had fill-ins all the time.
Yeah.
But eventually it's exhausting for both parties. Like me trying to hunt for a co-host, him, let me the day before. Like he's like, dude, I'm just not gonna make it back. Like you're just like, man, what are we doing? Then it's no longer fun. Then it's like, dude, this has become such a hassle.
Zooming in also just sucks,
terrible,
dude.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But online, they hate each other. But oh man,
yeah. Nope.
no.
Okay. Well, this was on the. Well, did we kind of cover this on?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so Dominick Cruz eventually. Now he was supposed to have like a few more fights, but he retired because of some shoulder injury.
He's gonna have one more fight, and then his shoulders.
Or he wanted to fight a few different people.
Yeah, not happening.
But that looks crazy right there
I know,
too.
that poor guy. Poor guy. One of the GOATs, one of the best to ever do it. Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah.
But this isn't a sad story because talking about a guy, one of the most brilliant minds in the game, and it has already kind of moved on. So it'd be fun to see him fight, but also he's good. Like he's not one of these guys who are like, man, what's going to happen to Dominick Cruz? Like, no, he's so smart and he's moved on entirely. And he's known as a commentator by the people that just jumped on this UFC train during COVID. So he's one of the rare guys that is able to do something else. Like he's good. This isn't a sad story.
Yeah, I mean, but the one thing that happened after, like the post-fight press conference where Dana White's saying, someone asked him like, "Are you glad that he retired?" He's like, "I wanted him to retire."
Yeah,
because he's so good at doing this other stuff.
The best, yeah. He's set. He's set up for life. He'll talk about fighting till he's fucking on his deathbed. He's good.
His chin's age.
Yeah.
Is he really? There's no way. He's way younger.
No, I'm saying he could talk about it until he's
until I'm
which is like,
how dare you?
82, 83, whatever.
How dare you, bro?
Roast.
So this happened. The Telegraph newspaper came out in Australia, I believe, and it says knock this guy out with obviously Sean Strickland on the cover, which is a huge it's like he's the main cover.
Yeah.
And then Dana White commented on it.
See how soft they are.
I'll just play it for you because it's very short.
I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, most of us do. It's ridiculous. We don't even like the paper here.
But listen, for a place that is so tough and the people, everything on land and the water can kill you. You have the biggest pussies I've ever seen in the media in my life. I saw a story where a guy was like, I saw Dana do a podcast with the premiere and it physically made me sick. Holy fucking shit. You guys have to have the biggest pussies of all time in the media here. Just for the record.
Just for the record. Yeah, Dana's right. But also for Sean, again, for Strickland, it's a heightened sense of who he is for you to get tuned in his fights. So him being on the front cover saying, please knock this guy out. You have half the country watching saying, let's hopefully he gets knocked out. Mm-hmm. Half are rooting for him to knock the guy out. That means it's working.
Yeah, and the UFC did a great job because they just posted it. They didn't put any caption. They just posted it on their
run
UFC
with it.
Instagram.
If I'm the UFC, it's a business, or you run with it. Hell yeah. Yeah. Try and knock him out. Tune in. See if he gets knocked out, everybody. Same thing they did. They're just a business. It's the bottom dollar. With the Bryce Mitchell shit, right? Says some horrible shit. Dana goes, cool, the way we work, you get to tune in and see him get his ass whooped. We'll give him a terrible matchup. Tune in. They capitalize on it. They're a business. Oh, it's wrong. Really? What business do you run? Let's take another little break, then we'll jump right back in this juicy-ass episode. This episode of the Schaub Show is brought to you by Sure Shot. You're doing the Super Bowl. You're watching UFC 312. All right? You're celebrating all these big events. You're drinking beers with your boys. Well, guess what? You forgot one thing. The world's first alcohol detoxifier that reduces blood alcohol content in as little as 30 minutes. That's right. Have those additional drinks. Have a few freaking margaritas with your boys and then wake up with sharper mind and body. You get liver support, well-being boost, gut support, Best of all, hydration. There's no reason not to pick up a 4-pack of Sure Shot for you and the boys. You like your friends, right? Let's make sure we all wake up feeling groovy for your kids' little league, football, whatever it is. Maybe you got a tea time. Sober up, feel fantastic. It's Sure Shot. Have those drinks. Don't sweat it. Go to SureShot.com. Use promo code Brendan. You get 10% off. Go to any local Bevmo, TikTok shop. It's everywhere. It's SureShot.com. Promo code Brendan, 10% off.
Yeah. You mentioned Bryce Mitchell. Did you see there's like a clip? I don't know if the podcast is out yet from Jackson podcast. You were on Jackson podcast. There's a clip of Bryce, trying to like explain himself for the stuff that he said, and then Rampage and I think what's second Bear. Yeah. They're like, we wanted to give you they said we're not going to give you a platform to talk about it, and that it got even crazier, but then it just stopped there. I'm not sure if that podcast is out yet.
Did Bryce double down?
No, Bryce was saying like, my point was, I said this is before Hitler did the meth, and then he thought he was a good guy before he did the meth. It was like, but it stopped short. Like the clip that I saw.
Well, to get you to watch the full thing.
Yeah. But I wonder if they were like, oh, we're not going to, they kept saying like, we're not going to give you a platform to talk about any of this stuff. And then Bryce just kept talking.
Yeah.
And it just ended there. So I wonder if they actually kicked him out or.
Did you tune in the full thing?
I don't know if it's even out yet. It might have been just like a little.
I bet you're going to.
100%.
Sounds like it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, next one. So, well, this one I thought was more interesting about like the Paddy Pimblett saying like who's going to be the headliner for UFC 314. He's saying it's going to be Topuria versus Alexander Volkanovski.
With Topuria and Volkanovski too, I feel the same way I feel about Strickland DDP. I'll watch it. You know me, I'll watch it all, but I don't need to see it.
I hear you, but also like remember I thought. Wait, so if Alex had a huge like a actual training camp, like a full training camp, he could probably do something with Topuria.
I don't know, dude. I think it's over.
Okay.
Did Patty say who he's gonna fight?
That's the thing.
He's about to get a big fish. About to get big old fish.
Hold on, let's look at this.
So he said, "I've heard
Nickel."
No, they're in the same weight division, right, Jen?
No, but it says like that's something Bono goes as well. No, Mateus is already. Hold on.
Patty Gamrot, though. That's,
No, but he's already rumored to do his fight with Brian Ortega, right?
Brian Ortega, Patty would be cool.
Yeah, that actually would be cool. Anyways, the reason why I thought this article was cool is because of the Volkanovski versus.
Yeah, that fight doesn't do too much for me. I'd rather see Topuria go up to 55, challenge Makhachev. I like big shit, dude. Big shit, big dicks.
Huh?
What?
Hold on, who do you have for that then?
Islam.
Islam?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I want Islam to win that fight.
You do?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You're a piece of shit.
No, I'm not.
It's gonna be tough for Topuria to win that fight, but he could do it. You look at what Alex did that first fight; like he had some success.
Okay, so I thought this was pretty funny. Magomed.
I go, you're a piece of shit. Ching goes, no, I'm not. All right.
Because I want Islam to win?
No, you know,
I don't know why. Like, I just want him to win versus Topuria. I just do.
You don't like Topuria?
And that's not that I don't like him.
You just don't root
Something
for him.
about him and Alexander Volkanovski is like, it doesn't seem like, I don't know. I think Alex will beat him if they do a third fight.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I do.
think there's a fucking shot, but I'm rooting for Alex.
Yeah.
Like, I want Alex to beat him. I love Volkanovski. He's one of my faves.
Yeah.
I want him to win. I just don't see it happening.
I think full training camp, he does win.
Even at now?
I know what you're saying because he's been like, you know.
But he short notice. He went against Makhachev. But remember, Makhachev, completely different game plan. Had a weight cutting issue, so he didn't put on the best performance.
And he won the first, in my opinion, he won the first Islam.
Volkanovski did?
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
And then second fight, he gets absolutely destroyed. And then shortly after,
it's always short notice.
I know. He was in like the pound for pound rankings, and then fucking 2 weeks later, he's like nowhere to be found.
I know.
Cruz on fire. It's like, hey, management, could somebody slow him down?
Yeah. But it's up to him ultimately.
He's like, I have to fight otherwise. Like, whoa. Go spend time with the kids, touch grass.
I don't know. Okay. So I thought this was kind of funny. Magomed Ankalaev, because, he's not like in the spotlight. He doesn't talk shit usually. Once in a while, he'll tweet something, but now
I see guys like Strickland and Colby come up with this wild shit. And Ankalaev, again, not a fan favorite, talented as hell. Nobody cares, right?
Yeah.
In general, unless you're from his fucking village, nobody gives a shit. So then he's like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Cool, here we go. Never want to hurt somebody in my life like I want to hurt Alex. He's a fake humble boy. I've been climbing the mountain, chopping wood, swimming in freezing lake. Alex been dancing, making video like TikTok chick. Don't forget, I will make a copy of this. Is he knocking out Pierre? No, he won't. Do you believe MAGA? No, yeah.
No, that's not the tweet, but yeah. He's trying to get himself out there, which is fine.
Yeah, God, just quit trying to make fetch happen, It's just not your thing, man.
All right. So this I didn't know was illegal. This is from LFA recently, and this guy was disqualified for doing like a
Rape choke?
A choke. Yeah, it's a choke. Yeah, I don't know.
Me and Rogan talked about it in Companion, so that's what it was. Vanderlei Silva's the original, so they called it a rape choke originally. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the woke people are like, how dare you? So then they changed that to the eagle claw choke.
But you can't.
I refuse to call it. I don't. You can do one hand, I think. One hand does kind of line up, and that's called the eagle claw now.
Okay.
But two is it also doesn't work. Also, he should be, if that guy had a good guard, if a guy does this, he should be arm barred within 3 seconds. If a guy does both arms like this, that means he's not controlling your hips. You could arm bar him literally like this. So it's also not, you're not going to choke out a grown man like this. It's just not going to happen.
If he's trained and he knows how to defend,
not going to happen. Okay. I could let anybody in here try and choke me like this. It won't happen.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no shit.
I have people, no shit. Dude. Oh man. I do this all the time with my family and friends. Like, go ahead, choke me as hard as you want. Like you see in the movies, it won't work. And if we're on the ground, I'm going to snap your fucking arm off.
But why would that be illegal? If you're committing 2 arms,
see ya.
But why would it be illegal? Because dude, you're choking with doing this for a rear naked choke or maybe rear naked choke. Like, why can't you do this?
Maybe it's illegal because it's fucking stupid. Maybe they're like, hey, it's just a bad look too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's just bad optics. It's obviously optics. A choke with your
It's bad optics and also is not effective in any way. So like, let's just get rid of that.
Well, this guy freaking got him and knocked him out afterwards, so it worked for him.
But it makes sense to control the neck so your other hand's free to knock him out. Yeah. But this does nothing in professional sports.
But why should that be illegal, though? I don't...
It's just lame.
Fine. Case said optics, which I understand. Optics, it looks bad. Yeah, it looks like you're like killing someone. But either way, that's fighting.
Yeah, but with a high-level guy, it's like, go ahead and do that to Verdum. Let me know how it goes for you.
Yeah.
I don't think I could even fit my hands around your neck.
It'd be like a mouse. It'd be like this.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
I could try and kill you, and it would just feel like a scarf to you. Like you're wearing like a wool scarf. Like a little itchy, but that's it.
I'd be like, get out of here, man.
Brandon will be texting at the same time. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, there's not too many current events other than Aaron Pico is now officially free agency. So hopefully the
GFL, get him in there. GFL, baby. He'll probably sign with, I'd love to see him in the UFC too.
I think the UFC would be amazing for him.
Yes, it'd be great.
Yeah.
We got a card this weekend?
Yep. Jared Cannonier versus the RoboCop. Gregory Rodriguez.
That's fun. Calvin Cade, our boy Calvin's fighting.
Yeah, Calvin's awesome.
Edmund Shabazian. Come on, big dog.
Andre Petrosky.
Adolfo Petrosky. Take my money. Jared Gordon. I'll take it. That's it, Chin?
That is it. And that's 4 p.m. Pacific on Saturday at the Apex.
I'll be watching. Hopefully these kids don't have baseball. I'll be watching them. All right, kids. All right. That's it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all things, share with your friends. Love you guys. Hopefully you weren't too bored during this past weekend's fights and Super Bowl. That's it, kids. Love you. I'm out.